Hello, good afternoon everybody. Good afternoon to Shelley Furstin on YouTube and Annette on Facebook, and Debbie and Jennifer and Tina and Alf and Susan and Heather and Gloria and the Baby Shower Place, and Laverne and Jean and Lynette. Sorry if I miss anybody. I've got so many names coming up straight away, which is really nice, isn't it? Hello Marilyn. Oh, gosh, excuse me. 36 degrees, Lynette. Can't remember where you are. Hi Sam, Wendy, Liz. Not got a lot to do today. I'm going to make a Santa hat. In fact, I'll make two if we've got time. So I'm going to make a Santa hat for Robin, or of course for Maddie, and then I'll make an adult version for me. Why not? For Gary. Hello Linda. I've got Bobcam at the ready. So Ruby, Coco, Ruby. But she's gone in. So, oh no, she's out. Bobbin. She might come in. All set up. Hello Christine, hello Deborah, hello Sarah. Oh, she can't stay. Thanks for popping in and saying hi. That's very nice of you. Hello Rena in Connecticut. Helen's got a pink package. He does, doesn't he? Hasn't got the rest of the outfit, but we have made Santa hat. Hello Marin in South Africa. What I was going to say something. I forgot. What was I going to say? Well, you wouldn't know. Didn't say it, did I? I know what I'm going to say. Hello Sharon and Janet, and hello Lulu's fan. We're hat making today. First snow in Georgia. I don't think we're going to get snow this year. I've walked the dog with no coat on again today. It's ridiculously mild. Hi Denise. Hello Debbie from Oregon. Hello to you too, says Garnet. And Michael's in Germany. Hello, and Yasmin. Hello Mum. Hello to you too, Yasmin. And Rosemary's in New Zealand. I must get this map sorted out, mustn't I? And pin whereabouts in the world we are, like Elizabeth in Hornsey. Oh, they rescued a Labrador cross puppy. Oh, hello Teresa in Oklahoma. Nothing better than puppies. Love, can't be without a puppy. Hello Jeanette. And Elizabeth in Musbury. Oh, sorry, itchy nose. And hello Eva in Norway. Anybody new today? Anybody that hasn't joined us before, come and say hello. Don't have to make a smart comment or anything like that. Just come and say hello. So, haven't got lots and lots of fabrics to show you like I normally do on a Wednesday. We're kind of saving that till next week a little bit. What we do have, which have been really busy already, and I haven't got any to show you because that's what I'm like today. A bit disorganised. We have more cuddle fleece. So this is what I'm going to make the hat out of. That wasn't cut very well, but we've got in loads of colours. Do you remember the tartan and the grey that we'll just keep ordering and ordering it, we'll just keep selling it. We've got the plains in, so let me just show you on that one and do this so I can see what on earth I'm doing. That's better. It's so incredibly soft. Even if you bought a couple of meters and bound it and made a blanket, it's so soft. Hot water bottle covers for if you're making a onesie, be amazing. Lisa nearly lost a black cat at the vest yesterday, but his new home hanging on refusing to do a urine sample. I don't blame. Oh, do you know what that reminds me? When I had Alfie, my last dog was a bull mastiff, bull terrier cross. It was a big ginger donkey type dog, and I remember taking him to the vets, and the vet saying, "I just need to take his temperature." So you know they put the thermometer up. So in went the thermometer. Alfie went to sit down, and the vet was like this, trying to hold his bottom away from the floor because everything would have disappeared inside at that point. He was a big dog. That must have been a very strong vet, but I couldn't stop laughing about that one. That was very funny. Jan got that's what I was going to say. Jan got a pink package as well. It's always the case Monday. Facebook behind YouTube, and I think everybody's about 5 minutes behind what I see going out here as well, but it doesn't matter, does it? With the sale that we had over the weekend, me and Kim are like, so thank you for bearing with us. All of your orders from the whole of the weekend have now gone out. But it's just taken a while, so we're not as quick as we have been. So if you've got a pink parcel, good. It is taken us a little while. Belinda is that South Africa, your flag? Hello Dawn. Linda, another Linda in Ohio. Just got back from walking the dog, says Linda. Lovely. Southwest Florida is Barbara. What's your weather like over there? But you're still hot, aren't you? Tickle his belly button. I used to get out of school. Oh, talking to each other. Love it when you do that. So yeah, that's all we're going to do today is make a couple of Santa hats and have a bit of a chat. Came back from the office yesterday. I had a nightmare journey on the roads yesterday. So on the way down to the office, which is an hour and 10 minutes away from home, there was an accident on one of the roads. So everyone's diverted off, and I went all the way around the trees and houses, and my sat-nav took me back to exactly where the accident was. So I had to go back again and just try and figure out. So it took me about 3 hours to get to work, and then on the way back there was another accident, or two I think, on the A1, and it was closed. I mean, I don't mind sitting in traffic jams, to be honest, because some poor soul's really suffering up there. So you don't know what's happening. But that was a 2.5 hour long traffic jam. I'm glad we've got stuff to watch on our phones. Literally sat still for 2.5 hours. And then it took me another couple of hours to get home after that. Republic of Washington, 18 degrees, I was going to say Celsius. Is that a rude word? Can I say that? Fahrenheit and Celsius, that was a cross between the two. Sorry if that's offensive. Hello, Cher Crevou, she of the frou-frou slippers. Hi, Stephanie. Oh, Deborah, I was hoping you'd notice this one. This is one of Kim's, and it's on her blog. And I think, I know I put a link on Facebook, and I'm sure I've sent out a message to subscribers on YouTube as well to the link. Alicia, if you keep sending your cats to the vets, I'm not surprised they won't come out from under the bed. And then do the link for the embroidery hoop make, please. I can't remember where I can't see where it is. Oh, right up there. I can't remember when we did that. There must be a picture on the thumbnail on Facebook. Hello from Bitterroot Bags with Grace in Hamilton. Where's MT? Oh, I don't know where that is, Margaret. 14 degrees, says Tina. Could have called in for a cuppa. Where are you then, Deborah? If I could have got out the car, I could have walked home quicker, honestly. You haven't missed anything, Mandy. We're just having a chat. Just making Santa hats today. I will do a dedicated Santa hat and elf hat, actually, YouTube tutorial, but I'll do that on Saturday. Because just as normal, I'm a bit short of time at the moment. Dawn the Reindeer is this month's Half Yard Sewing Club members project. Hello, Annick in France. Bonjour. Bon après-midi. Should we do some sewing? Right, I'll draw, actually. One thing to warn you about this cuddle fleece, I said, there's loads of colours in it. There's I think we've got a grey and a blue, and I can't remember. It's so soft. It does shed rather a lot. So you're going to be doing this an awful lot. One thing I did find out over the weekend, it doesn't stick to your carpet, which is quite nice. It vacuums up very easily. But if you're using a rotary cutter and mat to cut it, it's a little bit like when you try and cut wadding and the blade pushes it into the mat. So I'd prefer you use scissors to cut it, or if you've got a scouring pad afterwards, just go over your mat with that and that'll be fine. Thank you, Lisa. Rose is in South Carolina. It's in the 70s today, and Thursday we'll be down into the 40s. Oh, it is up and down. Hello, Karen in Ohio. Erica's started Rosie. All right, well, this is ever so easy. I've already cut the pieces out, so I'm not shedding red bits all over the place. I'll just show you really quickly how I did that. I shan't do this to scale because I don't think it'll. Oh, it might do. Right, where's my ruler? So I've got an A3 piece of paper, so let's move you there and move you there. So the first thing I did was to cut a rectangle of the fabric, measuring 10 inches across this way and 14 inches that way. So cut out the rectangle, and then I measured 2 inches from the bottom and cut to the centre, so to the 7-inch mark. So if you've got a cutting mat, this would be, that's an ideal way to actually figure out where the centre is. So cut your rectangle first, measure 2 inches up, and then you cut from there. And the reason we don't go right down to a point at the bottom is because when you're putting a border around there, like I'm going to do with the faux fur, it's a lot easier to do this on a straight line than it is on a line that's at an angle like that. Then I'm going to use some of the 80mm faux fur that we have on the website. You could use fleece or cut some fur to size if you wanted to. The nice thing about this is it doesn't need hemming. If you're going to use any kind of fabric that needs hemming, you may need to double that over. But that's going to be fine for what I'm doing here. And we've got pom-poms. Aren't these cute? I thought they might be too big for Robin, but they're actually okay. Now some of them, if you have a rummage around, you can find a little loop in there as well to kind of sew them on with. This one I couldn't find it, so I'm going to sew it straight through the fabric that's in the centre, so not to worry. So that's the idea, and this is to fit Robin. Should have explained that. This is ragdoll size. So if you're Half-Yard Club member and you've made up your Robin and your Maddies, this is ragdoll, or maybe child size. Best thing to do, take a tape measure around the head. So let me measure Robin's head for you, because it could be a child. He hasn't got a big head. For a rag doll, we're making Santa hats, Lynette. And again, I will do a dedicated video for Santa and an elf hat on Saturday. That's 17 inches. Got a 17-inch head. I've got a 22-inch head. So if you wanted a perfect fit, measure your head. We're going to. You're so cute. Let me put you down there for now. Okay. And then you cut out your fabric shapes. Now this fleece, if this is what you're using, has like 2 sides to it. This is slightly less thick than this side. For a hat, I don't think it matters which way it goes. If you're going to be using this for something to wear, then you'd have the pile facing downwards, yours stroke downwards, but it doesn't really matter. It's only a hat, it really doesn't matter. Oh, for some reason I've got a clock come up on Facebook. I don't want you there. Pink parcel arrived today. Oh, Helen. Sorry, no, Susie, it doesn't need hemming, it won't fray. It's a little bit like working with stretch fabrics and jersey. It doesn't actually fray. If you want to hem it, fine. You could fold it over once maybe just to make it neat, but this isn't going to go anywhere, so you could just fold that over and make it a little bit thicker like that, but you don't actually need to. Tiny Embroidery says to cut along fur. That's a good idea. Oh, a Hedwig owl for grandson for Christmas. Lovely. Now then, tips for working with fabrics like this, because it moves. So I'm going to have the long side on the outside. So let's do that right sides together. If you have a walking foot on your sewing machine, now would be a jolly good time to use it, because the fabrics are slippy and they will work away from each other as you're sewing. I've lost my walking foot, which is a bit silly. So I'm going to make sure I've got lots of pins in here to hold it together to stop it from slipping. And I found as well that I needed to lengthen the stitch slightly, but have a play with that on your sewing machine. Felt would work just as well, Christine, absolutely, that's a good idea. You know what I was thinking as well? These pom-poms, I might do this with the pom-poms. All you need to do is kind of wrap that around there, make it into a cone shape, stick a nose on, and you've got a gnome Christmas decoration. When I was waiting for you lot to come today, I was just having a play around with it, and I thought I should have done that, shouldn't I? Might do that in another tutorial. Well, so we've got sky is red. Is it red sky at night? Lovely day tomorrow. Isn't that what they say? Right, so lots of pins in there. My 2.5 hour traffic jam wasn't actually the longest traffic jam I've ever sat in. What's the longest traffic jam you've ever sat? Sitting still, not your longest journey, the longest traffic jam. And I was saying to Gary last night actually, when I was phoning him from my stationary position on the A1. My longest traffic jam was 6 hours, and I was actually on my way to Hochanda, which is about 45 minutes from where I live, to do a show, which obviously I didn't get to do, and just came into A1 again, into standstill traffic. And the frustrating thing is you don't know how long you're going to be there, do you? So you think, oh, you know, 2 lanes absolutely stood still, might be here for half an hour, not 6 hours. But the nice thing was, or the funny thing was, well, it wasn't that funny. Well, it might have been. As we sat there and the hours went rolling by, the car in front of me, there were 4 girls in there, and gradually they all got out one by one and they opened the passenger door and the side door and they're having a wee. And I just thought, I hope you know each other. I hope this isn't a works outing or you're on your way to a business meeting, you've never met each other before, because that could have been a bit embarrassing. And then a bit later on, because people were getting out the cars, I think they'd realised we were there for the day. And the girl driver got out of her car, and the male driver, who was parked next to her, got out of his car, and they started chatting. I'm like, what's romance? And then lots of people were walking down the A1 and over the hill to see if they could see what the problem was. And off they went, not hand in hand, but off they went together and disappeared over the hill. And I was like, oh. And then 5 minutes later, they both came running back like this. And I thought the traffic's moving then. And off we went. But I'm kind of, if that was you, I was kind of hoping that a romance would kindle on the A1. You never know, do you? People meet in stranger places. Red sky at night. Lisa says an old Devon saying, red sky at night, shed on fire. Oh, 6 hours on the M25 and never got to your destination. Oh, at least I got there, Sam. I tell you what was quite funny. That day, Tyler and his girlfriend were going to, I think it was Tenerife, they were going off on holiday. And we left at the same time. And he got to Tenerife before I got to work. I don't think the video pausing and the shower with low pressure are related, but you never know. So again, I'm going to lengthen this stitch. I'm actually going to go up to a 2.8 on this. You see what I'm doing? Chatting away about nothing really. I can't show you the camera that goes straight onto the needle because it's over there waiting for Bob, who seems to have gone in. Bob in. Just when I said, like, then it's already, look, there we are. That's where she sits. So when she comes in, I'll let you know. So I'm just using the edge of my foot as a seam allowance. It doesn't really matter on something like this. I'm just using the edge of the foot. And again, lots of pins to stop the fabric from slipping. And up to the point. Oh, we went dark then. I think we had a bit of a flutter. Those pins out of the way. Hello, Stephanie. Oh, Anne's just got home from a booster. I've just had a text message actually from the NHS saying I'm ready to book my booster just as we were talking. What a coincidence is that? Oh, Susan's on a mini break in Malvern. Oh, thanks for joining us, even though you're on your holes. That's nice. Right. So again, let's just go around these sides. Remember, this is Robin and Maddie size hat. It's not an adult's hat. Actually, we could do an adult's hat, but it's the same. So same but bigger. Back down that side. Oh, Lois's goes on Friday. Right. Quite quick this actually. Maybe we'll make an adult's hat just so we can have a chat for a while. Right, so that's that. So it's too quick. And I'm just going to chop off the point. I might make up the adult's version purely so that you can see me wearing a hat. I don't normally do things like that. Then we'll turn the right side out. And I'm just looking for my point turner. Don't know where that's gone. Oh, there we go. Let's give that a poke. Push that through. Shirley's sitting on a wall and waiting for a cab. Thank you, Lisa. Balmy in Wisconsin. So I know we're all over the place. So we're in hotel rooms, we're sitting on a wall. Where else have you been watching, or where else are you watching from? Not whereabouts in the world, but what bizarre place? Are you sitting in a traffic jam? Right, then my fur. So I'm just going to re-measure this, which should be 9.5 inches. Oh, there you go, that's not bad going. So I'm going to cut, so these were 10 inches each, so that's 9.5 inches. So I'm just going to cut it to 9.75 inches. Because when I cut 10 inches for this, I'd got 2 seam allowances. For the faux fur, I've only got 1 seam allowance, so it doesn't have to be quite as wide. So 9.75 should be absolutely perfect. So let's do this. I'm going to use fleece for the one I'm making on Saturday. Oh, no, I've done that wrong, haven't I? I'll save that bit for later. 9.75 times 2, isn't it, Deborah? As you're all capital letters at the screen, no doubt. So 9.75 times 2 would be 19.5. Is that right? That'll do. Yes, I've got enough left for the adult's hat. And I'm going to sew this into a circle. Teresa's in the laundry room. Lois watches at work. Elizabeth's on the couch using an iPad while her husband's sorry, you've gone again. Kickboxing. Oh, Deborah's watching us while she drives from Maine to Massachusetts. Of course, you're not the driver. Of course not. No. Try to make it Saturday, though you start at 4 a.m. Oh, Elaine. I had thought about changing the time on a Saturday till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm not sure. Maybe we could do that once a month. Maybe for the half-yard club. I shall have a think about that. Darlene's in the bathroom. I don't want to know what you're doing in the bathroom. Right. Now I want the seam on this to kind of disappear. So I've turned that the right side out. So that needs to be, so I'm just trying to make sure that I'm getting this right. So that goes with that. So that goes inside out. That needs to be on there. So with both pieces right side out, I'm going to put my seam at the back and sew right side to wrong side, which seems a little bit odd, an odd thing to do, but it'll work, because then when this folds over and it folds up, the raw edge is on the inside. So both pieces right side out, and just put your faux fur trim on the inside. And again, we'll have a few pins in here. Carmen, this machine is an Elna 560. So it's got 100 stitches on this one. It's a nice little machine. My main machine that I use for most of my sewing is a little bit more robust. That's the Janome 6600, which isn't actually made anymore. Share, I use an Alpha ruler. We don't have these on the website. We've got smaller ones, which I need actually, because this is kind of a little bit too big. 12 inches by 6 inches. And I like that size because if you're cutting fabric off a bolt, it's slightly longer than a folded piece of fabric, so I can go all the way across and cut strips from there. It's got all of the marks. Look, I'm selling you a ruler and I don't even sell them. It's got 60, 45, 30 and 15 degree angles on there, so if I'm doing bias binding, that makes it really easy, or 60-degree triangles and that kind of thing. And it's frosted, so you can actually see, even if you've got this on white fabric, on black fabric, which I don't have. Oh, that was black a minute ago. But even on something black, you can still see the outline because the background's frosted on it. So I like Alpha personally. I use Alpha cutting mats and I use Alpha rotary cutters as well. Just habit, I suppose. I haven't used every type of tool and just thought, oh, that's the one I want to use. It's just that that's what I've always used. Christine's in the kitchen making a cottage pie. No, it's OLFA. Olf. You got me thinking. I was thinking of Olaf. O-L-F-A. Olfa. You haven't missed anything, Angela? Nothing's important, is it? We're just making Santa hats. Susan's in a lounging chair not long out of hospital. Oh, for pleurisy. Oh, really, Susan? No. Gosh, I hope you're going to be okay. Thanks, Jane. Right, then we'll just sew these two bits together. Like so. We've not got Nancy with us today. We normally have Nancy. Oh, there you go. See, great minds, Nancy. I was just thinking I haven't heard from Nancy yet, and she pops up and says, sorry, I'm late. Thank you, Barbara. Ever such an easy one, this one. And so we'll do on Saturday a YouTube video. I'll use, instead of the faux fur trim, I'll use a fleece and make both an elf hat and a Santa hat. Making a bag for charity, says Amanda. Lovely. You love it, Cher. And they just last for ages as well. Mine get a little bit covered in glue at times, but there you go. Candy canes, net bags and small wrap candies. Oh, hello. Oh, Karen's watching me on the big screen. That's when you can see all the lines and wrinkles, isn't it? Don't really care. Claire says, hello everyone, just coming from face-to-face school. What's face-to-face school? I've not heard of face-to-face school. We're making a Santa hat, Carol. This one is going to be for Robin or Maddie the Ragdoll. I might make another one in a minute for a grown-up, because this is going to be finished in 5 minutes. Mel's just picked up a car after an MOT and all is well. Jolly good. Hello, Sally. Right. So that's how that's looking. But now when we fold it back, you don't see the raw edge. So it's all kept nicely hidden. Now you could sew over the seams. I'd do that by hand if you're going to hold that in place. I wouldn't top stitch this. I'd just maybe tack the sides in place. And then we have our pom-pom to sew on. Like that. So I'm not going to glue this. I'm actually going to sew it. Oh, see you, Helene. I'll see you all on Sunday. Well, I'll be back on Saturday. Hopefully you met on Saturday. Oh, Lisa's made Maddie for her granddaughter. Anybody else made a Maddie doll? She's over there actually, I can't quite reach her. She's still got a Halloween outfit on. I haven't made a special Christmas outfit for them this year, but you could adapt last year's maybe. Actually, if you've made a Maddie, you could adapt the Halloween outfit and make a Christmas dress out of that instead. That would be nice. Haven't missed much, Jules. Well, I've just made a hat, but I'm going to make another one in a minute, so I haven't really missed anything at all. Jane's made her Christmas gift bag panels today. Not long until Christmas. I know, it's creeping up on us, isn't it? That we don't do very much present-wise at Christmas in short hours. So we don't buy for the adults, we only buy for the kids, and there are 3 kids. That's quite easy, quite easy. Face-to-face school is when students actually attend school and not follow. Oh, like normal school, like what we used to do. Michelle made Maddie last week. I don't think it is a spoiler if you're not happy with the mat and you unpicked it. I think as long as you you go over the same, you know, if you've got holes where the lips were, so just make sure that you cover those over. I think you'll be fine. Maddie fabric, Amy, Maddie fabric for skin. Yes, we do have. We've got Tilda doll fabric actually, and there's cream, and there's a tan fabric on there as well, which isn't Tilda. So there's quite a few skin tones, if that's the kind of thing you wanted. There's my hat. I thought what I'd do as well is just add a little bit of holly. So I did use these for the, what did I use these for behind me? Oh, the snowmen's hats. So I'm just going to do the same but bigger. So doing it kind of by eye. So 3 curves into a point, and then come back down the other side, 1, 2, and back there. Then we'll have another one. It doesn't matter that they're not exactly the same. So 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And those are going to go on there like that. I might glue those actually. Going to make cube baskets in Bosal. Better than interfacing for rigidity. Yes, it can be washed, Karen. You can wash Bosal. I'd use a 30 degree, but yes, you can do that. But if it's something like a storage cube, wouldn't you normally just spot clean that instead of actually putting it in the washing machine? Okay, you could actually glue that down. Stop it rolling back if you wanted to. May as well, now I've started it. A bit long there. And then, just to finish it off, I've got some little pom-poms, and I've had these for ages, so not on the website, I'm afraid. All of your fleeces are, we've got, oh, that's dribbling a bit. We've got loads of fleeces on the website, and they're so soft. 1, 2, we'll have 3 on this one. And a good old blob of glue. And I think I'll leave that to dry a second and put that one on Robin. Robin's the one that I made. He hadn't got the holly on it. Just stick the top of that down as well, it'll flop. My granddaughter loves a Maddie doll, says James. I've also made several of gifts for friends or children. Oh, I'm glad you like her. Gary he said he'd be up about past with me coffee, and I know he's watching on YouTube, so just a hint. Here he is, look. Not Gary, that's Robin. So let's put him his hat on. I've a messy hair, he's got hat hair now. Let's put you the one on that has the holly, just make sure it fits. There you go. So I'll get Maddie down and she can have her hat on in a bit. It's quite sweet, isn't it? But again, that's a 17-inch circumference. So if it is a hat for a child, I would, if you're going to make this for a child, give it a good old waft, because you've just cut through the fabric. Again, it just shed a little bit for a while, just until all the loose bits come off. So just give it a good old waft before you wear it. Bells for berries. That's a nice idea. Would you delight us with some stories about your mum? She seems such a character when you tell a story about your dad and his train set. Oh, sure. My mum was honestly such a character. Donna, I'm using Gutermann HT2 glue. Yes, Viv, if you're a member of the Half Yard Club, you can post pictures on the website. Otherwise, I think if you go to community on my Facebook page, I think that's where you put pictures. Can't remember. My mother. We went on holiday. My mum was one of those people that said what she thought, and you know, she was quite a hippie in her generation. Nowadays they call it holistic therapy, but she used to use natural remedies. I remember when I was little, I went through a stage of getting boils. It was awful, not spots, proper boils on my face, on my wrist. I've got little scars all over the place, and she used to make me rosemary tea. Oh, I can't bear rosemary now, it's foul. But she'd obviously looked up somewhere that rosemary tea was good for your blood, cleanses the blood. So I had to drink the stuff, it was horrible. But we went on holiday to Devon. We used to go on holiday to Devon every year after my dad died. And we'd take my mum, we'd take the kids, and Gary was normally working, so we'd go on our own. And she wore her slippers everywhere because they were comfy. I didn't care what people said, her slippers were comfy, and they were proper tartan slippers. And we went to a marble factory. I don't know if it was Cornwall or Devon, Lisa will probably know. And she used to shuffle as well, which really annoyed me, because when I was little, if I shuffled my feet, I'd get a shove, put your feet up. And as she got older, she shuffled, but I didn't shove her. I was very polite. Anyway, I went to this marble factory, and she's shuffling around with her slippers on, not caring what people thought about her. And she bought a little bag of marbles, you know, like the flat ones that you put in plants and things like that. She bought one of those for each of the kids, and put them down and lost them. And I remember at the top of her voice, because she was quite deaf as well, I'm heading that way. At the top of her voice, she said to the lady behind the counter, "Excuse me, I've lost my marbles." And I just thought, there you are, shuffling around in a pair of slippers, telling everybody that you've lost your marbles. It's so embarrassing. But I want to be like that when I'm older. I want to be telling people I've lost my marbles and asking for a discount at Asda's, because I'm a pensioner, you know. And we've already talked about her House of Marbles. That's the one, Lisa. I knew you'd know it, in Bovey Tracy. And yeah, thank you. Hello, Jenny. I do make clothing. Oh, Jane, was that? Not very often. It's time consuming. I said to Gary actually before, I was sat here in my frumpy jumper, and I said to Gary, I've got something trendy and Christmassy to wear. He said, why don't you make it? I said, because it takes a whole day to make a garment, and I don't have a whole day to make a garment. Anyway, so yes, I do, but only when I've got the time. I always wanted to go out everywhere in my slippers, says Susan. Your mum sounds like great fun. She was. She'd have loved this, you know. She'd have been here. She did like the attention. I think she used to play on being deaf quite a lot. My dad died just before we got married, so my mum gave me away. This is going back 25 years almost, and and when it came to who gives this woman, she went, what? Who gives this woman, what? Yeah, she was like something out of a Catherine Tate comedy. She gave me away eventually, but she wasn't going to do it without making a fuss. The adult hat. She'd have worn it. Now I made this to fit me, so if I finish it, I might have to put it on. So this one is 12 inches, because my head's 22. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, so it's a bit floppier. And this way I've gone 18 inches. So just like before, I cut out a 12-inch by 18-inch rectangle, and then 3 inches from the bottom, tapered it up to the centre, and that's it. Morag says, I'd love to have met your mum being signed off. I miss my old ones and the stories, miss being uncle. Oh, I miss the stories, to be honest. Lots of pins. I'm going to do it all over again. You've seen it all before if you want to go and do something else. So, right sides together, so I'm using the fluffiest side, and lots of pins because this fabric will slip. And I've lost the walking foot to this sewing machine, so that would have been help. Like Gary, when he brings the coffee, if Gary ever brings me coffee, and yeah, it's the first time at Christmas for about 3 years we've had all the family over. I was saying last week though, we have no floor in the living room, so we're living in the hallway on a sofa and 2 chairs, and the telly's here because it's a hallway, and that's where we are. So I'm hoping we're going to have a floor before Christmas, because there'll be 9 of us and 3 kids. Including 3 kids. That'll be very cosy. I've not been that close to my kids since they were little. So yeah, so hopefully that'll be nice. And my son's cooking, which will be amazing because he used to be a chef. So we always get something lovely. I might make a pudding. I'm sure your mum would have bought from my mother-in-law's market haberdashery. Christina, 40 years ago, now I'd have been, yes, she would have done, we used to go to Derby Market once a week when I was little. So I'm going back more than 40 years, that would be about 54 years ago. And I hated it. And that's when I used to shuffle my feet and she'd shove me. Did that all around Derby Market. That was before they changed the market into, they changed it all into hexagon shapes. They kind of remade it, didn't they? Yeah, that was before then. So she must have gone to the haberdashery. She shopped all the time on the market. Karen bought a brother Innovis and was terrified of it. But over the last 8 weeks I've made loads, even on free motion quilting, learned piping, all sorts. Thanks for the books, lives and news. Thank you very much.
Coffee.
Oh, everyone wants you to wear the hat when I finished it, but it's not ready yet.
Sure.
Thank you.
Get it finished then.
Are you going to come back and model it?
You can take a photograph of me.
I can take a photo if you didn't hear that.
Not just that.
Not just that. That kind of photo. Maybe later. Honestly. Oh, thank you, Lisa. I wanted to mention as well, actually, but I know I've said before, so I'm probably repeating myself. The Half Yard Club, we do gift vouchers, and you don't need to be a member to buy one. So if you're stuck for a Christmas present and you want to buy somebody a membership, we do those. When you go to the website, to the Half Yard Club website, there's a like join today box, and if you just go underneath there, it says, would you like to buy a gift voucher? So you can do that. I teach a friend an elf last year to wear in school. We looked after my mum after my dad died. She said she was a bit deaf. Matthew, our son, came in the lounge one day asking if we had any honey. Mum's ears picked up money. Do you want some money? Matthew, get my... Oh. Miss them. They drive you mad while they're there, and the minute they're gone, you just wish they were back again. Remember when Mum and Dad didn't argue very much. I think they had the happiest marriage anybody have ever known. But if they did have an argument, my dad would go, "Ruddy hell, Mary," and she'd go, "Knickers." And that was it. That was the argument over with. It was hilarious. Anyway, I'm just loads of pins and sewing around here and not really taking much notice of what I'm doing because I'm talking about my mother. No, oh, here we go. Morag wants a hot chocolate or a gin. She's happy with a gin. I think he's gone. I'm really disappointed I've set up Bobcam and she hasn't come down. Hello, Karen. Nice to have you here. Oh, that's what I was going to say about Christmas as well. I'm trying to figure out the best time, but I thought we'd do a live on Christmas Day again. So the UK time, probably 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I can't get away with doing one in the morning when we've got the kids here, because they'll be doing Santa icing sugar footprints all over the place, and I can't very well, so I'm just going down the shed for an hour. But I think maybe by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I can come and join you if you're not doing anything. Last year, do you remember, were you with me last year on Christmas Day? We had quizzes and told silly stories. I might do a ditty. I wasn't doing ditties last year. So yeah, let me know if you'd like that. It'd be nice to have your company. Can you make a penguin and Santa snowman from felt? I don't see why not. In fact, that's if you took the carrot nose off and put a black beak on, and then instead of the buttons you had a black patch. No, it's black. They're black with a white patch, aren't they? That's a good idea. Make a very good penguin. Should we do that on Saturday? Because I'm getting a bit behind with what I'm doing. I don't know what to do. So yeah. Oh, thanks, Janet and Mary Maria. Yeah, and okay. Let's do a Christmas Day. Did Boxing Day as well, didn't I? Did both of them. Never did find the ditty book, Sheila, but I think I've rewritten most of them now anyway. Karen, just making Santa hats. I've already made one. Already made one for Robin, so I'm just doing a bigger one for Gary. Never wear it. Okay, Claire. Oh, you've got big parcels coming. Hello, Debbie, just returned from the dentist. Oh, I was like that a couple of weeks ago. Only I was like that a couple of weeks ago talking to you, like couldn't feel a thing. I kept doing this to make sure I wasn't dribbling. Penguin on Saturday. Let us do a penguin on Saturday. I've got nothing to write it down on, so I'll have to remember penguin on Saturday. If you just joined us, Santa hats. So all I've done is sewn, I've got apple juice, not coffee, is sewn around the sides and down to the point. Too hot for coffee. I'm going to snip the point off. like so, and then we'll turn it the right side out. And again, when you're sewing with the fleece fabric like this, it is very slippery. A bobbin not turned up. No, don't know where she is, Anne. I've set up bob cam and she's not there. Then we're going to turn it the right side out. But yes, it's very slippery fabric. If you have a walking foot, then that would be ideal. Lost my point turner again. Otherwise, lots and lots of pins just to stop it from moving. Janet got a huge parcel today, but I had to hide it quickly. Right. So let's have, I think I've got enough faux fur left. You could use fleece. Hello, Dawn. I think I've got enough left on my roll to go around with this one. So now that was 12 inches, so that should measure 11.5 inches across. Oh, see, I'm good at this. So I'm going to make 11.5 is 23. So I'm going to make that 23.5 inches. Oh, if I've got enough left. Oh, that's a bit stuck, isn't it? 23.5, 23, that should be enough there. There we go. And we'll sew this into a tube. Unpack my very fast and lost in my stash. Claire, is that this old thing? I've had it for years. And you never noticed. I said, do the guilt trip. So you never noticed that. I've had it for a long time. You never notice what I've got. Mary's going to miss Christmas Day. Not to worry, it's always there, isn't it? Oh, see you, Shelley. Have a good day at work. Okay. Now, if you're not watching before, I want the raw edge to be inside the fold, so inside here. So if that does roll back and you see any of the inside of it, you don't see the raw edge. The raw edge is here. So normally you'd be sewing things right sides together, but this time I'm going to sew right side to wrong side. So the border's the right side out, the hat's the right side out, and I'm going to pin those two together. And again, lots of pins. I know where you're coming from, Claire. To be honest though, I can get away with anything because it's work, isn't it? The piles of fabric that arrive, well, they're for the website. Of course I need loads of fabric. The cushion on the left hand side, Lynn, is one that Kim made, my daughter. So that's on her Facebook page. There is a link on my Facebook page. I can't remember what it is offhand. So again, lots of pins to stop it from slipping. So everybody snooze, Jane, on Christmas Day. We don't get a chance to snooze when they've got the kids around. See, last year was the first time in years that it was just me and Gary. In fact, I think it was the first time ever it was just me and Gary. Because Tyler was working as well. And we worked. We just carried on working. Nothing else to do, really. Just carried on working. Do you do vouchers on your site for fabric? Not yet, Mandy. To be honest, we're working on it at the moment. So I'm hoping that in the next few days we will have gift vouchers on there. Just before I came to you today, the web designers came up with a design for the gift vouchers that I'm not happy with. So they're still working on it. So I can't guarantee it because if I'm not happy with it, it's not going ahead. But I'm hoping they're going to be here in the next few days. 10, 20, 30, 40 or 50 pounds gift vouchers that you can either download yourself and print off, so there's no postage there, you know, they come straight to your email address, or we can print them and you can have them posted out to wherever you want to as well. So working on that one. Please say hi to my minibus driver Steve. Oh, hi Steve. Sitting in a hi Bob. Sitting in a long line of traffic, like my 2.5 hour long line of traffic last night. hello, sweetie. I've got the camera set up for you and you're not there. You're all cold. Why don't you go and sit down on your seat? Oh, might be in luck. You can sit down. I've got your best cushion and everything. Go and sit down. And she's having a sniff. I tell you what she wanted is this. When I came down from the house, which is I'm at the bottom. She's gone. I'm at the bottom of the garden. I'd got this in my hand and she was jumping up at me. I didn't know what it was. I thought, you want to play with this, don't you? So that's what she's sniffing around for. Hi to Andrea Wetherall's. Oh, everyone's saying hi to Andrea Wetherall's minibus driver Steve. What are you doing to entertain yourselves when you're sitting in traffic? I don't know if you're allowed, but I think once you've been sat in your traffic jam for an hour or so and you know you're going to be there for hours longer, and you do hear on the radio that the road's been closed and there's 4 lanes of traffic that have got it, you know you're going to be there for hours. Can you actually watch Britain's Got Talent on your phone? Is that legal? I don't think anybody saw me, but I saw quite a few episodes. That's what I did. Karen celebrates on Christmas Eve, making sure lots of food to carry over to Christmas Day. I thought Karen's minibus driver Steve is turning out to be a bit of a celebrity. A bow, please, Steve. We can see you. Right. So it looks wrong because it's right sides to wrong side, but now when I fold this back, Lisa doesn't watch any TV. I don't watch a lot, to be honest. When you fold it back, you get that, and this is like a ribbon. You don't have to hem it. So that's fine. Then we need a pom-pom on this end of it. So I'm just going to sew that on. It's a bit big to glue, this one. Oh, look, I've got that all knotted up now. You ever do that? You get a needle and thread in your pincushion and everything gets wound up in it. That's fun. Deborah says hi, Steve. Susan says hi, Steve. It's not legal, is it, Sandra? Even though we're all there parked up and people were stood outside the cars and everything. Well, I didn't do that. I saw somebody else doing that. That wasn't me in the traffic jam. I wouldn't do that. Right. Still in charge of a car? Yeah, I suppose so. I would never watch TV in a traffic jam. Several granddaughters and I were watching Christmas. Oh, that's a good idea, Nancy. While others are doing the dishes. So again, just fuse it. I'm just sewing that into. There's like a solid piece of fabric right in the middle of that. So let's just do that. And knock that off so it's nice and secure. And I suppose I better see if it fits. Andrea says, Steve the driver is very happy that everyone's saying hi to him. He liked the way you said his name sexily. Still stuck in traffic. Oh, Steve. Oh no, Amanda, I hate that when that happens, when your lower thread runs out and you don't notice it. And should we have Holly on this one? I've got loads of time, so these hats are so quick. Why not? So again, let's do this. So 1, 2, 3. I've got a drawer full of scraps of felt like this, and you know they always come in useful. Oh, that's a good idea. Oh no, oh Deirdre, I hope you're okay. Julie's making her mini iron better with a paracetamol. Have you heard of that one? it gets, well, I haven't tried it to be honest, but apparently it gets stains off the bottom of your iron. So if I'm right, Julie, you use a big paracetamol tablet, not so that you get your fingers close to the iron, and the iron's got to be hot, and you just rub it over the stains, don't you? I think that's right. I think that's what you do, but I've not tried it. Okay, so the seams at the back. If you wanted to put a few hand stitches just in the side seams here to keep that flat, that would be fine. You could hand sew these on if you wanted to. I'm just going to glue them for now. Well, I'm just going to glue them. Well, it's not just for now, that's it. And what I'll do is take that just over the edge there. So I'm holding that in place as well. So make sure the seam's at the back. And that one there. And just wipe the glue off that. And little red pom-poms again. Where have you gone? There you are. Just for the berries. Why are there no painkillers in the jungle? Because the paracetamol. Oh, Lisa, the old ones are the old ones, aren't they? Betty says that works great on the iron. We'll have to try that. Oh, and it has to be a paracetamol. It has to be a paracetamol without a coating or film on it. Okay. Maria, it is a Gutamin HT2 glue. It's a really strong wet fabric glue. I use it all the time for anything like this because once you glue it on, it just doesn't come off. So it's wet and it's clear, so you've got kind of manoeuvre time. It's not like using a hot glue gun where you have to get things instantly in place. And it's really strong, so once that's dry, those aren't going anywhere. And it's a lot easier than sewing it. Put the oh yes, put your paracetamol in tweezers so you don't burn your fingers. That's a good one. Does it need to be a dissolvable one, Julie, says Morag. Hello, Sarah. She's sorry that she's late. That's all right. I'm going to leave that for a second before I'm going to have to put it on now, aren't I? Oh, what else have we got? Amanda's using Gutamin for her current project. She says she loves it. I'll have to try that one. I've not tried that before at all. Okay, so do you know what? Kim's been really busy since we had the sale over the weekend, and I don't think she's taken everything out of the sale yet. Just mentioning. It's not my job, but just mentioning. If you have a look on debbieshawsewing.com, you may well see some sale items there still. Wearing the right top to go with the hat. That's what I thought, Jules. It's the only red thing I've got, so that'll do. That's all right, Lisa. I'll see you again on Saturday. I'm going to make a penguin. I must remember to make the penguin on Saturday. So the same as the snowman, but we're going to adapt it into a penguin for you. Here we go then. I made it to fit me, so I'll just check it really, hadn't I? How's that? A perfect made to measure Santa hat, if I say so myself. Will you need more than half a metre for Maddie? No, Amy, half a metre of the skin tone will be absolutely fine for Maddie. Lisa, I'll see you again on Saturday and next Wednesday at 4. Thank you. And thank you, Susan. I don't normally dress up in stuff like this at Christmas time, but there you go. Why not? Sally's making Robin's hair, made Maddie, but poor Robin looks a tad sinister. Oh, here he is, look. Put a Santa hat on him. He's not going to look so sinister when he's got a Santa hat on. Right, okay, Dominica, I shall see you again on Sunday. Let me just check what's going on over here on YouTube still. Oh, thank you very much, Morag. So Saturday, if you can join me, I shall be here at 11 o'clock in the morning. If not, it'll be next Wednesday again at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So thank you for joining me. Did I rustle then? Sorry if I made my mic go really loud then. Can I flick through my new book? I don't, which new, So Eco is the latest new book. I haven't got one here. I'll have a flick through on Saturday. Most of mine are down at the shop. If I've got one, I'll have a flick through on Saturday. Thank you. See you Saturday, Marilyn. Thank you. See you, Janet. See you, Pamela. Thank you, Betty. And enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you again then. Thanks for joining me. Bye bye.